Hey guys, welcome to Couch Talk with Carmel. It's been a while, and so today I want to talk to you about nutrition and the role that nutrition plays in treating mental health disorders and preventing and managing symptoms of mental illness, such as anxiety and depression, bipolar disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So, we've learned over recent years that many of the illnesses that we develop as human beings are a result of a buildup of toxicity and inflammation in the body. All right? The brain is no different than the rest of the body. This means that we can also develop inflammation in the brain, just as we can in any other area of the body. Research is showing that our diets can promote, prevent, or reverse inflammation in the body. Nutritional psychology is becoming very popular across our nation. Okay, we've learned that symptoms of mental illnesses such as bipolar disorder, anxiety, depression have been reversed due to dietary changes, just like symptoms of physical health have been reversed as a result of dietary changes, things like high blood pressure and diabetes and heart disease. So let's talk about some of the best foods that you can eat for moods. All right, the onset of mood disorders can be triggered by chronic stress and inflammation. Best foods for inflammation in the brain or to keep the brain healthy are healthy fats, because healthy fats lubricate the brain. All right. So also things like greens. What kinds of greens? Things like spinach and broccoli and kale. And then also orange vegetables such as peppers and squash are also good for the brain. These stabilize blood sugar. And also things like blue and red fruits such as berries. If you've ever had a meal plan from me, you know that I almost always have berries in meal plans. I believe in their anti-inflammatory and detoxification properties very much. So I always put them in meal plans. Let's talk about proteins. Organic beef, lamb, chicken, pinto beans. Most of you know I'm not a huge animal-based person. I don't eat a whole lot of meat. But hey, we got to go with research today. And research says that these foods are good for brain health. And in your brain is where mental health conditions develop. So these types of proteins, such as organic beef, lamb, chicken, and pinto beans, are rich in amino acids. Now, amino acids support brain function, and they also support mood stability. So pinto beans, good. They're rich in vitamin B. And you all know that if you haven't heard, you know now that B vitamins are good for elevating the mood, and paired with amino acids support just the overall healthy mood. So amino acids, B vitamins, good for the brain. All right, good for treating symptoms. Let's talk about eggs. Eggs are the ideal protein. Now, once again, some of you might be plant-based. You guys know I'm probably 80% plant-based. But let's go with research here. They're showing that eggs are the ideal food for brain function and memory function. They're also proven to help out with the growth of children. So they support also high performance activities. So if you train hard or you're involved in athletics, eggs are really good for helping with that. Now, I do encourage organic farmed eggs instead of just regular eggs. So organic is best, all right? Fats. What kind of fat should we be eating? Olive oil, butter, raw and unsalted butter, that is. Coconut oil is also really good for brain health. So these good fats are considered good medicinal fats for the brain and for the mood. Coconut fat is actually good for actually preventing dementia as well. And we all know dementia occurs in the brain. And coconut fat's also easily digested. If you've read my book, yesterday you said, tomorrow, make it happen today, living a healthy lifestyle for beginners. You know, I talk a little bit in there about coconut oil and the controversy surrounding that. So I do encourage you to read that if you get an opportunity to do so. Salmon and tuna are also really good for brain health. They're high in omega-3s, so they help support brain function, and they also help reduce pain. So I encourage you to only eat wild caught, not farm raised fish. So fermented food is the next thing I want to talk about. Hey, your gut is your second brain. I'm sure many of you have heard that referred to as your second brain. Fermented foods are good for your gut. So they support intestinal health, They enhance healthy bacteria, and they also promote relaxing of the GABA neurotransmitters for brain health. So, moving on. We got a lot of information to cover, so I'm trying to move through this very rapidly because I don't want to bore you too long, but this is all really good information if you're suffering from symptoms of mental illness. Sweet potatoes and parsnips are really good for mood stabilizers, and they also reduce inflammation. Like I said, blueberries, raspberries are really good. You can buy those fresh or frozen. Lemons, just smelling lemons gives you a sense of overall well-being. You guys know, if you see me in person, I almost always have somewhere close to me a mason jar with lemon water. All right, so if you're feeling low in energy, sometimes cut a lemon in half and get a little whiff of that, or use a lemon essential oils. You guys know I like doTERRA essential oils, and if you're interested in those, you can contact me. I'll get you set up with those. We provide those at Club Exhilaration. So you can make recipes with lemon. That also helps out as well. Oats are also good for anxiety. Oats help you to relax. They're best eaten in the evenings because they're relaxing. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, you know, any of the starchy foods, I try to encourage people to eat earlier in the day so your body has time to, you know, kind of process those. But for a lot of people, if you're trying to relax in the evening time, and maybe you're one of those people that have a hard time toning everything down in the evening and you're not sleeping well, a cup of oatmeal would be good to eat in the evenings to help reduce symptoms of anxiety. Green tea, really good and theanine. Hey, if you've ever had a meal plan from me, you have certainly had green tea on your meal plan, and it's for a very good reason. There's relaxing amino acids in that green tea, so I encourage you to drink that every day. You can drink it hot or cold, all right? So it boosts your mood, helps you to stay calm. Beets, basil, figs, those are all really good for anti-inflammatory mood lifters. You know, if you've ever had my beet juice at the gym, you know I throw a little some apples in there and cucumbers and carrots, and I make a really, really mean beet juice. Most people say that they've never liked beets, but they like my beet juice. Beets are good for detoxifying the liver, and they're also good for managing moods. So I encourage you to have beets in your diet. Spices, let's talk about those real quick. Turmeric, oh my goodness. If you don't have turmeric in your diet, please go to the grocery store today and get some turmeric. You can use the spice, the ground turmeric, or you can use the fresh turmeric root, and you can throw that in different dishes. You can put in your smoothies, throw it in whatever you've got in the blender. Turmeric is really good for antidepressants and anti-inflammatory reasons. So depression and chronic pain typically go hand in hand. So most people that suffer from symptoms of depression typically have pain issues as well. Turmeric is really good for both of those. So I encourage you to use those. Good for joint health too. So garlic is good, ginger is good, sea salt. And when it comes to anxiety, decreasing and managing anxiety is about eliminating stimulating foods and substances from your diet, and also increasing GABA neurotransmitters, precursor foods. All right, so ensure that there's plenty of acidifying foods in your diet. So those acidifying foods, what I mean by that is like vinegar and animal proteins. So the best foods for anxiety: bananas, vinegar, oats. And oats, like I said, best eaten in the evening if you have a hard time relaxing at night. You don't necessarily need to take some type of sleeping pill. Just grab a cup of oatmeal. Also, I encourage you to put a little bit of lavender in your diffuser. So your essential oils, once again, are really good for helping you to relax in the evening. Once again, let me know if you're interested. I can get you some of that lavender. Fats, good, and they are also essential for mental health. If you eat bad fats, they contribute to poor mental health, all right? The brain is made of mostly fat, so the brain needs healthy fats to function properly. So fats and greens go really well together. Just remember that, and I can throw those in a meal plan for you if you need help with that. Let's talk real quick about different types of oils. Extra virgin olive oil. Make sure your oils are cold pressed if you want them to be healthy for your brain. Otherwise, they're bad fats. So you want them raw, extra virgin, cold pressed. That's how you want your fats. Otherwise, they're not good for you. All right, flaxseed oil is also really good. You don't want to heat flaxseed oil or cook with it. Typically, if I use flaxseed oil, what I do is I'll make a smoothie and throw a little bit of flaxseed oil in the blender after I've already blended the shake or the smoothie together. Cocoa and chocolate's really good for mental health as well without the sugar. Chocolate or cocoa has anti-inflammatory properties and it's high in polyphenols. So, cocoa and chocolate improves blood flow to the brain and it supports cognitive function. So, just remember chocolate is good for lifting the mood and it stimulates healthy bacteria in the gut. But once again, without the sugar, which is why if I've ever recommended chocolate for you, like for example, dark chocolate, I always say make sure it's 72% or higher cacao or cocoa because that's when it's better for your health. If it's got a whole bunch of sugar in it, that cacao percentage is going to be a little less. All right, so avoid fried foods, fast foods, because they promote inflammation and they're bad for your mental health. Avoid fake butters and canola oil and safflower oil and margarine. Those things are all bad for your mental health. And also make sure you avoid things like corn syrup and white flour and sugar and fake maple syrup. If you've ever heard me go on a rant about pancake syrup, it's not even real syrup. It'll say maple syrup on the front and then you turn over on the back and there's no maple syrup in it. It's like high fructose corn syrup and a whole bunch of other fake stuff. I encourage you to, instead of getting that big old thing of pancake syrup for $3, to get the little, it's a smaller bottle, you get less syrup, but it's 100% pure maple syrup, and that's all that's in it is maple syrup. It costs more money, you get less syrup, but it's better for your health, all right? Stay away from processed meats, and then also, like I said earlier, foods that are made with white flour. But one of the last things I want to leave you with today is hydration. Hydration is just as important as a healthy diet for brain health. If you've ever been dehydrated, you know that dehydration affects brain and cognitive function. It makes you very tired, you're sluggish, sometimes you can't think clearly whenever you're dehydrated. So I want you to remember that remaining hydrated is very, very important for managing your mood and symptoms of mental health. So those healthy fats, those amino acids, hydration, get lots of sleep, keep your stress level down. And hey, if you need more information on how to transform your diet to manage or reduce symptoms or even prevent symptoms of mental illness, I want you to contact me. You can always go to carmelbrowncounseling.com if you have any questions, or you can comment on this video if you would like to, or you can inbox me on social media as well. Hey, it's been nice today, guys. I hope you got a lot from this video. I'll see you on the next episode of Couch Talk with Carmel.